Hey everybody, and welcome back to Minecraft. And of course, this is going to be the March Fishing Jamboree, or the March, fishing and Q&A from Yahoo. Like, I'm going to be doing once a month, every month. So, if you guys really want to get your name on here or ask me a question for Q&A, don't be afraid to ask. These are not in any specific order, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions I got. Hopefully it will be long enough to really go for about an hour. So, and you'll see the questions at the end. I can't put music on it this time because last time I got flagged for using a song that I got from a free archive. So, first question I got is, what is your first video game console? Or what was my first video game console? My actual first console that I owned was a Nintendo 64. And the first game I ever remember playing on it was the original 64 Mario Kart. I remember being Mario and constantly lapping my sister, because I would always get the shell. I don't remember if it was the red or green shell, and I would fling it and it would constantly get her. Or we would be going over a road and I'd drop a banana immediately. The first game I ever played was on the PlayStation 2. That was that was Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PlayStation 2. That was my first ever video game, and I sucked at it. Like, every time I respawned after getting attacked by the cops, I would actually go and steal the ambulance at the hospital and drive it right into the water and just die and repeat. And the consoles after that were like a lot of fun. I mean, back during that time, like late 90s, early 2000s, the PlayStation 2 was very good. The Xbox, when it came out, was a little creepy, but it had Halo 1 and 2, and it was a very good system at the time because you could also play music on it. And you had the 64, then you had the GameCube, and you also had the PlayStation 1, which still had a few games for it, and it was still a lot of fun. So, my first system was the Nintendo 64. Next question. How do you make a house in Minecraft so zombies don't break into my house? This one's actually has 3 easy things to do. And I think I've showed this in my Minecraft, and I guess I'm going to do a how-to tutorial in either the Creative Lab or just in normal world. One way is to, if you want to keep a house like normal house, when you build a house with the door, put 2 blocks of dirt behind the door, or in front of the door after you close the door. 2 on the inside or 2 on the outside, so it blocks the door. Reason being is a zombie got an update where it can start breaking down wooden doors. So you can easily, unless you have iron and you make a button or a switch to open and close your door, don't worry about it. But do not do pressure plate. They will get into your house that way. But yeah, that's an easy way. That way you can build your house. As you've seen with mine, I built a giant perimeter around my house, and I lit the whole sumbitch up, because they won't, like zombie skeletons and creepers and endermen and all them, they will not spawn if there's enough light around. So, like, you've seen zombies spawning in my house. That's because I didn't lay down a torch and it spawned in that dark square. I think you can easily spawn anything in the dark. And our way is you build a tree house or a spire house, which means it's a single block with a ladder going up, and then you have your house. Because the only thing they can really climb it are a spider. Zombies can't climb ladders, and if they did, they can't get through trap doors. And even if they could, just put an anvil on top and it will squish them. Very easy, very simple, and actually a lot of good houses do that. I remember when I was still learning how to play Minecraft, I actually built a house off a cliff. And whenever zombies tried to get into my house, I just leaned out the window and just smacked them off to land down below. And I just go down there and pick up the XP and the rotten flesh. So that's a few ways how you can keep a zombie out of your house. And personally, they're not really good for anything but like XP. So next question. This one has a lot of controversy, and I'm going to go through the whole thing so you guys know about it, which means the ancestors of these. Which one is the latest Nintendo, 2DS or 3DS? To do this, we have to go way, 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 way back. We had to go back to the original Game Boy. Okay? One of those big bricks that you see your parents might still have. One with a contrast switch to help make your screen light or dark, depending on the light you're in. And it ran on AA battery. A lot of idiots back then would leave the batteries in, and it would corrode everything, and you'd lose your Game Boy. That's where the original Pokemon games came in. Then came the Game Boy Color, which was a little bit smaller, more of a handheld game, one that felt better in the hand. It actually had a lot of extra features, like it had a headphone jack, it had a connector cord so you could trade with more people, and it came with like lights for your overhead lights so you could play in the dark, or you could play in like dimly lit areas. You had a wider selection of games, like you had the next generation of Pokemon, Silver and Gold and Crystal, and you also had like the Harry Potter series, because that's when Harry Potter came out, around the time of the Game Boy going into the next generation. And it was a lot of fun to play the original Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I played that game so many times. I had every upgrade, I had every monster in the book, and I had every famous witches and wizard card. To me, it was a blast. Then after the Game Boy Color, then we went to the Game Boy Nano, the Nintendo Nano. I don't remember any game for them because I never owned one. But yeah, it was a little bit annoying. Then the next major one was the Game Boy Advance, which was that rectangular blue one or something like that. Again, still running on AA batteries. No backlight. So you didn't have the ability to, unless you had the original Game Boy Color add-on, then you could use it as a backlight so you can watch what you're doing, play your games and all that. And then that actually got stood up about, I think, a year, maybe 2 years after it was made, with the Game Boy Advance SP, which is just a Game Boy that folds with a backlight and rechargeable batteries. This was my third Game Boy. I had a Game Boy Color, then I had a... No, I take that back. This was my second Game Boy. I had a Cobalt Blue one, and it came with the third generation of Pokemon, Ruby and Sapphire. I had the Ruby version, and I had that game because they held on to that until like the early 2000s, like 2005, 6, 7, around that time. And then that's when they introduced the the Nintendo DS, which was just a wider version of the SP. It still had the charger cord that was the same. It had the connections to it. I mean, it had everything. It was just like my Game Boy, but it was wider. My friend had it. And I don't remember, I think it just played the original Game Boy games. Because the cool thing about the SP and the original DS were they could still play the Game Boy Color games and the Game Boy games, the big cartridges. After the big cartridges, like stopped being produced, or they're still being produced, or that I just don't know about. But after all that, then you went into, oh, okay, now that the SP has been brought out, the DS was brought out, let's go into this, the Nintendo DS Lite. The DS Lite, which I own one, it's actually on my bed right now, was backlit. It had a select amount of games. Then you went into Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. And that's when you start getting into more DS games, where then you exploded, because then you could play your Game Boy Advance games, you could play your your Nintendo DS games, and then after Nintendo DS also released, Nintendo, and I skipped a generation, they actually remade Red, Blue as Leaf Green, Fire Red for the Game Boy Advance SP. But what they did was, for the DS, they actually made Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and you can actually take your old Pokemon games, the Advance, like the little Game Boy cartridges for the Advanced. So you could take your Fire Red, Leaf Green, your Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. You could take whatever Pokemon were on there and send it through to your Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which was, of course, the remake of Gold and Silver. So then you could actually have your whole Pokedex. At this time, when the DS Lite came out, they actually made it so you can't play your Game Boy Color games anymore. If you want to play your Game Boy Color games, you still have to own an SP, an Advance, or a Game Boy Color, or a regular Game Boy. So after that, then came the DSi's, which just had a bigger camera, which had a camera on the back, let you do a little bit more on it. It was the same thing as a Lite, but still had a couple cool little features. After that, it went to the DSi XL, which just meant it was bigger. After that, we went into the 3DS, which made everything pop out 3D, which actually hurts my head. And after the 3DS came out, but I think like 6 months later, they made the 2DS. Because a lot of people were complaining, oh, it hurts my head, it hurts my eyes. And they made a flat version of the 3DS with no 3D button. So you could just play the game without getting a complete migraine. Now, they have the new 3DS and the new 2DS, which are both laptop folding. The 2DS, I own one. It is just a brick, kind of like the old Game Boy. And it plays the 2DS and 3DS. I don't know if the 3DS does it, or the new 3DS, but you used to be able to play advanced games on the DS Lite, but I can't play them on the 3DS. On my 2DS, which can play 3DS games. So to answer this question, after going through the whole history of the Nintendo handheld, the latest Nintendo is the new 3DS and 2DS. The 2DS and 3DS are older models, and the 3DS came before the 2DS, so the 2DS is newer in this answer. And personally, they gotta make it so you can play all your games. Because right now, with the 2DS and 3DS and new 2DS and new 3DS, they're making it so you can play the original Pokemon games, like Yellow, Red, Blue, and Silver, Gold, and Crystal. Personally, I wish they would make a DS remake of a few of these, so you can trade around and get new Pokemon, new evolution, all that kind of stuff. Because personally, when Omega Ruby and Sapphire came out on the 3DS, oh yeah, that was personally one of my favorite games. So next, this one actually I can really get into. What is the difference between psychological horror and survival horror? The best kind of I gotta actually okay. Survival horror is like I want to say what's that? Friday the 13th. That game is a survival horror. And it does have psychological, but survival horror is the horror that someone is trying to kill you and your primary survival to live in the game. So that means like 7 Days to Die and Minecraft even. You are meant to survive. And the game is throwing all these horrors at you. Zombies, explosives, just hammering you hard. Making it very hard to survive and scaring you and jump scaring you around every corner. Just like I said that I was going to be making it soon. I'm actually working on it. Dead Island is a survival horror. You're trying to survive. You're trying to not to die. You're killing zombies and you're getting a bunch of jump scares. You're feeling like, oh shit, I'm about to die. That's survival horror. Psychological messes with your freaking mind, like Evil Within. Every moment you think, okay, I'm safe, it messes with your mind. Changes something. It's like, oh, okay, nothing really happened. And then out of nowhere, something messes with your head. In real life, say you're driving in a car and it's in the middle of the night and you crash and you go off a hill. Survival horror is you're trying to stay in the car from falling into a ravine, like a 50-foot ravine where you know you'll die. Survival horror means every second you're trying to get out of your car, you feel the car falling. That's survival, because you know, oh shit, if I don't do this, I'm gonna die. Psychological is you're going down the road, you hit, your car doors are locked, and crazy people are coming around your car, whispering things, threatening you, messing with your head. Whenever something messes with your head, it's psychological. Which means, oh, I'm going to mess with your mind, make you think about something, tweak it so it scares the living freaking daylights out of you. That's the difference between psychological and horror. Psychological horror and survival horror. Because you can survive the horror in survival. You might not come out sane when you go through psychological. You might go insane. There's a bunch of games that I could refer these to. Friday the 13th is a survival psychological, because you can get a guy who can actually zap you and make your guy go nuts. Evil Within is psychological horror, because your mind is constantly being tricked and altered and messed with. It's like that. And personally, psychological horror is a fucking torture. Because you're actually trying to do your best. You're trying to figure out, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this. No, I want to do this now. And it fucks with you. It fucks with you hard. And I don't mean like, you're gonna go left, no, you're gonna go right now. No. It literally fucks with your head. Okay, next question, because I can go on like this, just saying mess with your head, man. Like, talking I'm talking about conspiracy theory. And we're already halfway through the questions, and I'm only at 18 and a half minutes, and this is a 54-minute video, so hopefully I find one that's good. And this one I can actually answer for a little while. How to be less afraid of playing video games, multiplayer, and online? It says under here before, it says show more. I forgot to. So every time I want to play a match online, majority of the time I just back out because I'm afraid of being trash on. If I mess up, I'll get trashed on. If I mess up or make a mistake, I'm pretty new to gaming and want to take interest in it more, but I just don't really have the confidence in how to play. Like Overwatch, for example, I haven't been even really, and I bet he's talking about one big game that they talked about last year in 2017 was that Nevercake talked about it. League of Legends. That's it. League of Legends. How they had a whole noob commercial where it's like, you're always going to be trash on the first try, but you keep trying, and you're going to get good. Just like this. How to be less afraid of playing video games online with multiplayer? Have a friend there with you. Easy enough. Have someone there who has your back. That's how I got into it. I started playing online, GTA 5, Call of Duty. I sucked. Someone could walk up, punch me, and I die. So I had a friend come with me who kept giving me good, kept encouraging me, showing me little things. Like, hey Garrett, see over here, see this red car, see the license plate, stay away from this one. If you look, there's a sticky bomb on the back. If you don't notice it while you're starting to drive away, he can blow you up and take your cash. Or Call of Duty, hey, you keep trying to use a sniper rifle at close distance, hang back, find somewhere to nest, and shoot them away. And your secondary, use your perk so you can use a shotgun. Having someone there giving you encouragement and teaching you not only helps you get better, but then you can figure out and work off of that. And I don't use a sniper rifle that often. Maybe I might switch it out for an assault rifle so I can keep my distance and spray bullets. And then if he gets too close, I can use the shotgun. Kind of like that. If you really want to take interest in it, you're going to have to know, just like in everything, football, soccer, math, you're going to get your ass whipped in the beginning. There's no, I'm going to try. No, you're going to get your ass whipped. It's not I'm new. Experienced people have bad days. They get their ass whipped too. It's just the whole thing about playing video games. It's nothing against you. It's nothing for you. It's just that's what happens. You think you're Billy Badass, then you meet Billy Badass, and he whoops your ass for saying, oh yeah, I'm the best. Like me, I say I'm the best GTA 5 racer. I went racing. It was no contact. I was in my muscle car. It was a muscle car race. I ended 4th. And that was because me and this guy, we were neck and neck. Sorry, I itched my nose. We were neck and neck, and he pretty much tricked me, and I sideswiped. Something I would do to a noob. And 2 other cars passed me. I was able to keep up in the 4th, and I lost $3,000 betting on people. So don't be discouraged if you're just starting out. Even with Overwatch, I'm sure there's a bunch of new players. That's another thing. If you're trying to get on to Call of Duty and all that, try and find where you're skill matched. So it's what level you are, try and find players like that who have played those games but have the same arsenal as you. You'll figure it out as you go, like I said, how to get better. And just like everything else, video games have a learning curve, and you will figure it out. Again, don't be discouraged if it doesn't happen immediately. Everyone's trash in the beginning. But after that, you start getting better. Don't believe me? Look at me on here. I'm making videos every week. At the beginning, I was like, oh shit, how am I supposed to keep up? I make 2 videos a day. One Minecraft, and then whatever else I'm working on. Right now, I got 2 Assassin's Creed done. I got 2 Dead Island, 1 already uploaded. Right now, I'm uploading Assassin's Creed by week, and I'm working on uploading the first episode, so next week I can just hang out. No, this gets uploaded this week, so yeah, this week you're going to be seeing the first episode. It's that simple, just you'll figure it out as you go. So if you get trashed on, don't be afraid. If you make a mistake, you learn from it. That being said, do not throw a flashbang into a room. That's just a dick move. Because it will teach you about... Also, the games teach you a little bit, don't do this, don't do that. This mistake will kill you. Like throwing a flashbang into a room full of your friends when enemies are around the door. I made this mistake thousands of times thinking I threw a grenade. It flashed us, guys broke in, unaffected, us we can't see, and they killed us all like a shooting gallery. So, yeah, don't worry. Everyone has a noob day. Next. This is a science question. What is the easiest biome to research about? Well, that's actually, sorry, that was my chair. I'm leaning back. That's actually a little bit hard. Depends on what you really want to do is more animal, it's more temperature, precipitation. Like one good biome to really research about is desert biome. It can be the Antarctic, which is technically the largest desert on the planet, because deserts don't have to be just sand. They can be ice, where it's just where limited precipitation falls. So that's not that hard. I mean, go to the Arizona desert, or the desert over in Africa. I forget its name, but I think that's the Sahara. But it's not hard. It's very little precipitation, cacti, animals that can handle the heat, then the immense cold in the night. That's very easy. Swamps are. Well, I did one for school. Yeah, back in 6th grade, I did one with a swamp, which is big trees, lots of water, almost like rain. Not as much as rainforest, but a lot of water. Reptiles like alligators, lizards, boas, pythons, anacondas. They can survive in them. Marsh and swamp biomes are the same thing. They are just like pooled water, like the Everglades in Florida. And there's the rainforest. That's a hard one because you have multiple, like, I think are like 2,000 species of just trees, and then ferns, plants. Then you have so many animals growing from like crickets and grasshoppers all the way up to orangutan and who knows what else. And that's if you like doing plants. If you like doing animals, that's a good one too, but you can also do the Sahara, because then you got the giraffe, the zebra, the elephants, that kind of stuff. And that's a good one too if you really like animals, because then for your report, if you're going to do a report, you can do the energy triangle. For those who don't know what that is, that means like grass is at 100 because it's the energy. Then you say have a zebra eat the grass. No better yet, a mouse eat the grass. Then it goes down to 10% because every step you lose about 90% of energy through using it, because they're eating to regain their energy. So the intake of what they get. So they eat it and they get 10% of energy. So it can go to mouse, then it can go to eagle at 1%. Then it goes to lion. Hyena. Then hyena goes to leopard. Then leopard goes to ape. Then ape goes to, yes, because apes are omnivores. They do eat bugs and all that, along with meat if they have to eat it. And after the ape or baboon, then it goes to the lion, and so on and so on and so on. You just go 10% every time, to the point where it's like, why am I even doing this? And that's when you end the triangle. What I did back then was, for the desert, I did cactus lily, 100%. Lizard, 10%. Spider, 1%. Hawk, tenth of a percent of energy. Then, because there's nothing really else that beats the hawk in that climate, then it's just at the hawk, 10th of a percent of energy. You have to guess where you're gonna go, but yeah. Personally, you can do that. You can go out inside and get sand to simulate, like, make a biome box. Get something that heats it up. Like me, when I did the swamp/marsh biome, we had to make a biome box. I made a background of trees. I made fake water with lily pads and a little bit of rock over in the corner. I put a fake gator in the water, so it was like a log. I put rabbits and turtle, like a rabbit and a turtle in there. hawk in the sky, in the air. On the side, I did like temperature wise. I think it was like 45 to 65 degrees at normal time. Saying how much precipitation it got every year, main animals, plants you find. And then on the other side, I had the biome, like energy triangle, and on the back, I had my name and my partner's names, which should have just been me. Should have been me, myself, and Garrett Hayden, because they really didn't help me. But yeah, personally, I would say desert's the easiest because there's not a lot of water that comes through, and it gets really hot and really cold at night. There's all kinds of deserts that you can mark on a map, both frozen and hot, so you can easily like split a box in half, make one almost tundra, and the other one like a beach. Put them together, and you just put desert biome. It's very simple. So, yeah, I mean, it's not, as long as you want to put the work in, then it's a very easy project to do. Alright, and I still got, because I'm clicking back and forth, because I'm looking at this on the screen, and going back to my actual recording device, I still have 23 minutes. So, oh god. This one won't take very long. Do you have any Pokemon games? Best answer, yes. 8 answers 4 weeks ago. To answer that, yes. I own Pokemon Yellow, I own Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Gold, then I own Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, Leaf Green, Fire Red, then I got Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, then I have Black 2, or White 2, I don't remember, Pokemon X, Pokemon Omega Ruby, Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Ultra Sun. And then I have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And because Pokemon was brought out when I was a kid, I really got into Pokemon and still am, because it is my generation's cartoon. It was my anime for a long time. Like, you couldn't see me on a Sunday afternoon, not in front of the TV, wondering where Ash Ketchum, Brock, and Misty were going. I mean, I watched all the way up to Hoenn, when I got into the Hoenn region, when I got out of cartoons. And it was a very, sorry I'm yawning, it was a very interesting show, and then I was like, oh, I have that Pokemon, why didn't my Pokemon in the game evolve like that? Like getting a Slowpoke and then giving a shelter to it and it biting on its tail, why didn't I get one? It was that kind of a game, where you sooner or later figure out, okay, this Pokemon kicks this Pokemon's ass, this Pokemon's better than this Pokemon. Oh, Pikachu, how he's awesome in the show, he kinda sucks. Because his defense sucks fucking shit. And I can say that because right now I'm going through Fire Red, because I hate having to say this. You can't revert Pokemon, let's say I put a Charizard from X and Y. I can't put that X and Y Charizard into Sun or Ultra Sun and then bring it back to X and Y. You can't do that, apparently. Kind of fucking stupid, but you can't do that. So right now I'm just taking all the original Pokemon, recatching them, and then just there they are. I can redo the Pokedex, and because I have every freaking game, and I own every Pokemon, literally I own every back in I think it was 2010, 2009, they actually gave out Mew, so I own a Mew, level 60, because when they gave it to you, that was at level 5. And also, like, I have a bunch of shiny Pokemon that I'd never use. It's like, why the hell do you need even a shiny in the first place? It doesn't do anything, doesn't exactly make it badass. This has a different color scheme. I will say this, a black Charizard looks fucking awesome. That's it. That's it. It just looks cool. After that, it's just a Charizard. Like, a Blastoise can easily fuck it up. Not hard. And it can easily fuck up a Venusaur. I actually did something that I'm very proud of. I took my Charizard from my original Fire Red when I had it back in 2004. I took that Charizard. I put him on my Heart Gold Heart Gold version. Then after I got Black and White, Black, I sent him in, and he got sent over to my Omega Ruby and X and Y version with the Pokebank. I still have my original starters. I have my Swampert. I have my Charizard. I have my Typhlosion. I have my what one was it? Oh man, because I replay all them all the time. What was my first one? I want to say Infinite. No, Empoleon. I think it was Empoleon. Yeah, I got Empoleon. I said fuck off to Black and White. I do not like Black and White. Because the Pokemon just look so freaking weird. Then I got the, I do not know its name. You cannot pay me because I only know the first first 4 real generations. I skip Black and White, and I know very little of X and Y, and then you go back to Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, then you get put into Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon, I always go with Noctowl. Not Noctowl, that's Hoot's evolution. His name is Owl Grass. DCI, I believe his name is. I believe that's his name. I just can't pronounce it right. So, yeah, he is my favorite of all because he's a flying ghost type. You don't have many ghost starters. You have fighters. You have fire, water, and grass. Oh my! Plus, we have our first ever fairy type starter. I mean, I wish they made a second, like, Pokemon that was fire and water, kind of like Volcanion, but, yeah, what are you gonna do? I mean, I wish you also have fire and steel, water and electricity, like, something that shouldn't mix. Oh, man, I mean, Lantern was my favorite Pokemon growing up, because he could handle water-type moves, and he didn't get hit with ground moves because he was an electric type, and then he could kick their ass any day of the week, but grass type still fucked him up. Electric types hardly did anything. I mean, he was pretty good. My personal favorite water type though would have to be Gyarados, not just because he is a freaking monster, but also because he was the hardest Pokemon to evolve. For the people who played the original Yellow, Red, Blue, and then Fire Red and Leaf Green, you people know. You people know the struggles I talk about. Where you take a level 5 or a level 10 Magikarp, and then from the beginning of Mount Moon through the rest of the game, you are either leveling that little bastard up to 20, because then you know he'll fuck someone up. Until then, you literally just have a bitch Pokemon. Because at 15, he learns Tackle. At level 20, he learns Bite. I mean, which one's better in a situation? Especially because my Gyarados, I left him having Bite, a dark move, so I went through the Psychic Gym so fast. I mean, so fast. Oh my god, it was so easy. And I know I'm getting off track, and I know I should save this for Poke Talk. But yeah, Gyarados is mainly always on my team. And it's not because he's actually very strong. He's a water flying dragon type. It's also because he had an amazing, and I mean an amazing, Mega Evolution in X and Y, which then got sent over to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I don't know if it got sent over to Sun and Ultra Sun and Moon and Ultra Moon. All I know is it was awesome. So, I know I got way off topic here. Do you have any Pokemon games? Yes, I do. I believe this is the last one. Let me see. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's my last question. Damn it. So, why does everyone play online games? What happens if you gamers buy an online required game and your network goes down? That, my friend, is actually a very good question. See, when your network goes down, you're either fucked or you're fucked. Because if your Wi-Fi is down, say your sister's on it talking to her boyfriend in, say, across the country, and it slows everything down, you glitch. No one wants to play with a glitch player because they think, oh, I killed him, and you spontaneously, like, hit them with a car and take away half their health, and they're like, why didn't I shoot him? Or if you're playing that, I'm going to stick with GTA because I don't play Elder Scrolls Online anymore. Say you're out and about in GTA and you're driving around, it will start dropping people. It will just say completely, the whole list of people gone. And you're in an online public area all by yourself. That is a gift from God. Because people will join back eventually, but for like half an hour to an hour, or until the game says, no, we're going to kick you out because you're abusing this. That is your time. That happened to me just yesterday, actually. I was on GTA 5 playing with my buddies, and everything got dropped. My friends got dropped as well, and then they rejoined, but yeah, then we sold everything. We sold my forged documents. We sold my weed farm. We sold weed from my weed farm. We sold the methamphetamine from my meth labs. We sold cars. We got supplies. We didn't have to worry about anybody. Hell, I think we even did an arms sale. We did everything. And then we all got kicked because it's like, oh, you guys are all by yourself and you're all working together. I mean, if I can actually, because a cool thing about that online even, you can get a private match. You can still do some of the MC work, which is kind of fun. You can't do anything else, but oh well. Get a couple buddies, go do MC work all day. 20 grand, like 10 to 20 grand a pop. Fuck it. Do that 100 times. Get $1 million. Or a little bit under because buying ammo, fixing your car or bike, depending. I mean, it's an idea because then people have to ask to join your game. Other games, they just say, oh, you dropped out, so you're not going to play anymore. And I mean, it's a lot of fun when you can and can't play. And okay, I'm going to level with you guys. I'm just rambling here. It's been a long day. I literally got home from work about 2 hours ago. And I immediately got home. I'm going to spoil something. I'm making a new show. It's a game I've talked about a lot about. And I can't wait for when I get it done because then you guys can see me play it. And I can show you little tricks that I learned along the way. And I'm playing Dead Island right now. I already let that loose. And I know in the last week's episode 39, I also said, I'm doing Dead Island. And I'm also doing Lego Star Wars. Lego Star Wars isn't coming out until I have it all recorded. Because it's going to be multiple parts. because I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe there's only 5 episodes. I don't remember, but I'm going to do all the episodes. I'm going to do bonus stuff like, I'm going to show you guys where all the, I'm going to go and do all the free mode stuff. So it's like, I got everything. Woo! We beat the game! Then I'm going to go and do the Force Awakens Lego Star Wars. That's going to be recorded while you guys are watching the original Lego Star Wars. And the worst part is, I have to remake everything I did for Michonne series. It got corrupted, and I can't get my preview window back on my editing software, so I can't fix what I was working on. So I gotta remake everything. I'm not gonna be able to get you guys Michonne till the end of March, because I gotta take all this shit off my computer. And I'm thinking about just going and doing Season 4, just scrapping everything for Michonne, doing Season 4, then going back to Michonne. Because right now, it's just becoming a hassle, because I'm trying to do all these different shows. I want to get Walking Dead done, because sometime this month, I don't remember what day, Far Cry 5 comes out, and I want to get that, so I can start playing that. I mean, there's a lot of games that are going to be coming out soon that I just can't wait to play. And there's going to be so many different other things. And in June, I might even be taking a week off. Because in June, here in Wisconsin, Festival Foods, Festival Inc., where they have a giant grocery store, they actually are throwing they do this every year. They throw a country and a rock USA over in Oshkosh. And it is the best thing ever. I used to work there when I worked for the gas station, which I'm actually going back to. So yeah, I'm going to technically have 3 jobs. Working at the factory, working at the gas station, and doing this for you guys. This is technically work. I'm never going to see a dime at the rate I'm going, but who knows? To me, it's just a hobby. Play video games, record, give it back to you guys. I mean, it's a lot of fun, too. I mean, I have someone to talk to, technically. You guys can watch the videos if you want. If you don't, no skin off my nose. It's just kind of fun to be able to go back and see, I fucked this shit up. Oh, yeah, that's where I messed up. Oh, that's where I left that. And I have a record of it. My friends like watching me, too, because then they're like, wow, I didn't know you could do that. Wow, I didn't know you could actually have that much fun doing this. And that just blows my mind. Like, my buddy watches every now and then, and he says, hey, Garrett, how do you do this? How do you do that? One thing a few things I did for him. Hey, Garrett, you said you wanted an idea to build something. Why not build like a giant Jesus? If you guys remember, we have a giant Jesus statue. Then he goes, hey, Garrett, how do you do the witch achievement, where you give her a taste of romance and give her a splash potion? And I did a splash potion after I found a witch. I got the achievement. I'm afraid I'm going to have to get other achievements. I got to refresh the world and go find iron and all that, all on normal. Because I'm normally on normal, but when me and Beansy are doing like this, like in the video you're watching, I'm on peaceful. That way I can fish and just, yeah. Oh, big thing you're going to notice about this, unless you saw it, this new fishing pole, it's going to make it look like I'm just fishing and I'm not losing anything. This fishing pole has all of my attributes, like my luck of the sea, breaking and all that stuff. But it also got a new enchantment called Mending 1, which means every time I fish and I get that XP fixes my fishing rod. I literally have an killable fishing rod. If I wanted to, I could go get, because I have Mending, the enchantment book, make a enchanted sword, mix that with my enchanted sword right now, and bada bing, bada boom, have a never-dying sword or a never-ending pickaxe, depending on what I'm mining. So I keep mining up like coal, or if I want to mine up redstone, lupus, or if I want to mine up diamond. I actually found a bunch of diamond. Like, I think I found a stack of 32. I don't know how much I got left, but yeah. Plus, there are so many other things I can tell you guys. I am working on a new show, though. I know I'm jumping from back and forth to different subjects, but one big thing you guys gotta know, I'm working on something right now. It's been played to death so many times by so many different people. I love the game. I played it back when it originally came out. I got all the DLCs for it. It was awesome. It still is. They remastered it. And a few people, I'm actually from just saying that, will know what it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So, yeah, you know what, screw it, I'll just tell you. I'm going to be doing so you guys know, after The Walking Dead, I'm going to be doing Dead Island, and then I'm going to be doing a Skyrim Let's Play, and they're going to alternate weeks. So it's going to be like, first week it's going to be Episode 1, Dead Island. Week after that, Episode 1, Skyrim. Episode 2, then Episode 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be like that, just over and over and over and over and over and over and over until Dead Island is done. Then we're going to go into Dead Island Riptide. And by that time, I'll be at episode 50 of Assassin's Creed. Not Assassin's Creed, well, that too, but I'll be into episode 50 of Skyrim. So, I don't have very much longer on the tape, and the ending is not how I want it to be. To all the people who posted these questions on Yahoo, thank you very much for posting them, because, see, I can easily go on, snatch them up, answer a few. I guess from now on I should do a lot, like 12 or 13 questions, especially if they're going to be this quick fire. If you guys ever want to get a Q&A going, don't forget to ask your question down below and just put "Hey Nightshader," like hashtag "Hey Nightshader." I will automatically put you on the answer list. It's like, oh, okay, I'll answer this, because this is how I'm going to be doing it. If you guys want to know something about me, about the channel, or you want to comment something that you want me to talk about, or you want to give you my insight, like my own opinion on something, just go down below, comment it, and I will answer it. No ifs, ands, or buts. Unless it's something creepy like, where do you live? I don't feel comfortable. I need an adult. It'll be something like that. So, right now I'm just getting everything situated, put away. I always put the fish like that, so it's just like pick up these fish, so go fishing, and I'm not wasting all the room. Yeah, it's been a long day. Yeah, I can't believe this. I'm actually going to be working 3 jobs now. It's actually kind of hilarious. So, yeah, I know I'm not really entertaining at the end here. I'm sorry, don't worry. We only got about about a minute left. So, shout out to Cynical Tim. I need to get your name inside the cemetery, but dude, thank you for subscribing. I want to thank my buddy Tim, the cook at my favorite bar over here in town. He's actually thinking about sponsoring me if we get this channel up and running. He's actually a subscriber, so, well, I don't know if it's him or his wife or both, but yeah, they both like what I'm doing, so it's just starting to get crazy. Oh, and don't forget, in 12 episodes, we will have been recording for a year. Just think about this for a minute. And I'm going to be showing you guys everything we did in this 1 year alone on Minecraft, all the assassins. We got through 2 Assassin's Creed in 1 year. In 1 year. It's like, holy shit. And this week we're starting episode 2. And yeah. And because I'm going overboard, I just want you guys to know, thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. And remember, have fun playing in the dark. I'll see you in the next one. Night.
AudioMicro.com